So you want to get into sneakers, You want to learn the ways of the ancestors. You want to come into the type of knowledge that will enable you to bypass the resellers and cop the sneakers that you like for the money you're happy to pay.
Yes!
Well, my friends, join me. Enter into my dojo as I impart unto you the wisdom of the sages of old. Nah. On a serious note, hello, my name is Jordan Young, aka Sneakonomics, and today's episode is really geared towards you young bucks or newbies, or maybe slightly more novice sneakerheads who are looking for a guide on how to build a really cool collection without having to spend too much money. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and to all of my regular viewers, thank you so much for all of the engagement on all of my posts, and a real special thank you to all of my members. Thank you for signing up. In this episode, I want to share with you some of the wisdom that I have picked up over the past 12 plus years of buying and selling sneakers, and hopefully help you out with regard to copping shoes for under retail, for retail, as well as navigating the resale market, helping you to identify red flags when you're copying in the resale market. And then I want to take you through what I think would be a good starting set of sneakers to begin a collection with. So the best place to start is to literally just follow some people online, follow some cool sneaker creators that talk about sneaker releases that are upcoming, talk about things that are happening in the sneaker world, and also familiarize yourself with some different sneaker websites so that you can stay abreast of sneaker release info. You can then look forward in your calendar to planning for sneaker releases that you like the look of.
Yes!
When it comes to copying for retail, there's no real secret about it. Shoes that aren't as popular are going to sit, meaning it's going to be easy to cop those sneakers online. Sneakers that are sitting in stores are going to be easy enough to walk on in and walk on out with the sneakers that you like. The tricky part is when it comes to copying hype kicks.
Shit.
If you really want to go hard and maximize your chances of getting the insider information with regard to hyped up sneaker drops, you can of course join cook groups, none of which I'm a member of. I'm not that deeply into it. You can join Discord servers, you can join Reddits and subreddits, all that sort of stuff to really get the jump on most of the people like me who just can't be bothered doing that stuff. Hype sneakers almost exclusively drop via raffle, which means the only way to maximize your chances for winning a raffle is to put multiple entries in. Now, you can't always do this on your own behalf, so the thing that I would recommend doing is getting your friends, your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, friends that maybe aren't into sneakers, that have got email accounts and stuff, to sign up on your behalf. The more people you have entering in on your behalf, the more chances you have. One of my biggest bits of advice when dealing with hyped up kicks is to really not get your hopes up. If you start getting excited about winning the shoe, if you start pinning your hopes on a particular release, when you get the L, it's going to be disappointing. So make sure you temper your enthusiasm and curb your expectations by managing the realities of what's going to happen. You're more than likely going to take the L. Whenever I enter into the draw for an exclusive pair of kicks, I never get my hopes up. That way I'm pleasantly surprised if I win, and I'm not surprised if I don't. I love copping sneakers under retail. In fact, a lot of my sneakers I have in my collection, I have copped under retail. The first and most easy place to go to are the sales. Jordan 1s used to go on sale, up Jordan 4s in the past on sale. Today's sales can be tomorrow's grails, so don't be afraid of the sales. It's the same thing with outlets. Outlets can often be a repository of good steals and finds. So if you are into that project where you can jump in your car and go sifting through outlets, go for it. Great option. Another great option is like thrifting, going to charity stores or going to thrift stores to see if you can come up on some old beaters and then potentially clean them up or repair them to bring them up to a more presentable wearable standard. The used market is a great place to come up on sneakers for under retail as well. And that's going to segue us into the next part, which is talking about navigating the resale market. The resale market is not this dark, murky, dingy place that's filled with scumbag resellers that are just trying to finesse you and tax you. The resale market is actually full of really good deals and steals, occupied by a lot of honest people who are in a lot of cases just trying to get rid of stuff from their collection or cash out some kicks that they're bored with. It's not the place that it is described to be by a lot of people in the sneaker community. There's a few main places that I myself use on the resale market. One is eBay, the other is GOAT, the other is StockX, and the other is Facebook sneaker groups that I know and trust and have done business on before. So we'll quickly go through all four of those. Firstly, eBay, it's awesome. They bought the SneakerCon Authenticity Guarantee service a couple of years ago, and their authentication program is very reputable and regarded as one of the best in the industry. The other thing I like about eBay is that they do both new and used. You can communicate with the seller directly to potentially negotiate on the price. You can happen across auctions as well as buy now situations. And here's a couple of tips. One thing I like to do when I'm on eBay is I look for the shoe that I'm looking for, like a Nike SB Dunk. I filter it with my size, and then I sort in the order of auctions ending soonest. And I've done it a couple of times where the auction ending soonest has been like a really tasty pair and the bids on it are really low, where I've been able to basically just swoop in last minute and snipe them with a last minute sniper bid. Another good tip that you don't hear spoken about a lot that I'm happy to share with you now is to actually search for the sneaker that you're interested in with bad spelling. The amount of times I've found really good Jordans by looking for Air Jordan or Air Jordan or Air Jordan or something like that. Like a lot of times when people list their sneakers, they're sometimes in a bit of a rush or in their haste, they don't double check the listing where they've made a spelling mistake, and then they've listed the shoe with this bad spelling and it just goes completely unsearched for by people that have used the right spelling. So a little tip, it's not foolproof and it won't work all the time, but a good little tip is to look for the sneaker you're interested in with bad spelling. Next up is GOAT. GOAT's really good in the same sense that eBay's good because you have both new and used, and you can also make offers on sneakers that you're interested in, whereby you can put a time limit on the offer that you send to the seller. They can take it or leave it within the time frame that you have designated. You don't have to wait in perpetuity for the offer to just sort of linger there and then jump out and bite you in the bum when you'd forgotten about it. The other good thing about GOAT for people in the UK or the EU is that they don't charge custom fees anymore, so you don't need to worry about buying the shoe and then paying extra duty on them when it comes in. And GOAT's authentication service is very reputable and very respectable. Quick mention of StockX. I've never had any problems with StockX personally. I've bought 4 or 5 pairs from StockX. They've all been 100% legit, so I've got no dramas with them myself. I know their reputation has taken a knock over the past 12 months with Nike suing them for passing fakes, multiple content creators sending them fakes where they've been passed as authentic. So if you are reluctant to use StockX, I understand that. But if you were still hoping to use StockX, I'd recommend it for like older pairs, not so much like newer hyped up pairs like Travis reverse mochas or something like that. Facebook sneaker groups can be a really good option, provided the sneaker group is well moderated and has like attentive admins, whereby there's like screening processes and group rules and resell rules. Facebook sneaker groups can be really, really good. There's one or two that I use here in the UK, but certain things that you want to be mindful of is like doing a legit check on certain members before you deal with them, or asking the seller for references, which is going to segue us momentarily into the next point about legit checking and verifying your sneakers. But before we do that, I just want to quickly make mention of the fact that there are so many resale platforms out there other than the ones that I've mentioned, whether it's places like Depop or Vinted or Collect or Grailed or OfferUp or Craigslist or Gumtree. There's so many out there, Facebook Marketplace. These marketplaces can be minefields, and what you need to consider is the information that's upcoming in the next segment. So let's move on to the legit checking. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the different ways to legit check a sneaker, from, you know, shape to stitching to smell. You can use YouTube and Reddit, subreddit, Instagram, Facebook. You can use all those different resources to come up on some really interesting ways to differentiate real from fakes. What I want to talk about is some of the red flags to look out for. First red flag, and most obvious one right off the bat, is the price of the sneaker. If the price of the sneaker is under market, and if it's under market by like just a little bit so as to be attractive but not obviously fake, that's usually the sweet spot for someone that's trying to scam. So the basic rule of thumb is that if it's too good to be true, it most likely is. Number two is the seller. Is the seller a shady character? Does the seller have an Instagram account with a track record of successful transactions? Does the seller have references that they can provide? Has the seller had a legit check done on them in a prominent Facebook sneaker group? All of these types of things that might corroborate the legitimacy of the seller. If the seller does not have these things, then red flag, walk away. If the seller is like in a rush with you, or pushy, or insistent on the deal taking place really quickly, that can be another sign that the seller is trying to scam you, using manipulation, like, you know, oh, I've got lots of people interested in these. Oh, you better buy them now before they go. Oh, you know, quickly get back to me. All these types of things are red flags. If the seller is pushy, walk away, leave it. If the seller doesn't want to take payments through any other means other than like a cash app or a bank transfer or a PayPal, just walk away. And if the seller is providing you with like a PayPal account that isn't their own, or doesn't include their own name, that's another sign to walk away as well. Last point on red flags: if you're going to do a sneaker meetup with someone, make sure you take a friend if you can, or a family member, just to have your back. Another good piece of advice when you're doing a sneaker meetup is to take along with you a legit pair of similar sneakers. If you're buying a Jordan 1, take a legit pair of Jordan 1s from your collection to compare. Same thing, Jordan 4. I can't tell you how valuable it's been to me personally to have gone to a sneaker meetup, taking with me a similar pair than the one I'm trying to buy, and then comparing them in person, and then reaching the determination whether they're the same, you know, comparing the stitching, comparing the shape, all that sort of stuff. I've saved myself some stress by doing that in the past. I get asked all the time, what is a good sneaker to start my collection with, or what's the best starter sneaker, or how do I get into it? And these are a couple of my suggestions. I think any good collection has a bit of diversity in it, even if it's like just the same model. A bit of diversity within the same model is cool. I personally like to have a few different styles of shoes, from like running shoes to basketball shoes to skateboard shoes to lifestyle shoes. I like to have a different shoe that can fit a different mood or an outfit or an occasion or a season. If I was to start my sneaker collection again from scratch, where I've got no sneakers whatsoever and I've got a limited budget to say buy 5 shoes to start off my collection, and I'm trying to keep to as minimal a budget as possible, this is what I would do. The first sneaker I would get would be the Air Jordan 3 Fire Reds. These are sitting, these are available. They look like an original 1988. It's a classic colorway and it's just a beautiful shoe. This would be my first pickup. The next shoe I would get would be like a really comfortable running shoe that I can wear every day and have maximum comfort. And it would be something like these, the New Balance 2002R. These are 130 pounds, and not this specific colorway, but this specific model are available in retailers everywhere in multiple different colorways. That would be my next pickup. The next sneaker I would go for would be something like an Adidas Gazelle. I love Gazelles. I love the classic shape. I love how iconic they are. And I love the fact that they pretty much go on sale all the time. So you can pick these up way under retail price. I would definitely get a pair of Adidas Gazelles. The next shoe I would get would be like a skateboarding shoe, and this is probably one pair I would go into the resale market for, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on the resale market, so I would be going for a recently released Nike SB Dunk Low. I'd be looking at options like the Polaroids or the B-Trues or the St. Patrick's Days, one of these kinds of models that have come out in like the past 6 months and are available on the resale market for about the same kind of price as the retro Jordans. I'm a big fan of Jordan 4s, so I would probably get a Jordan 4 on the resale market. I think a really good option, given the prices these days, would probably be something like the Zen Masters, just because they're basically going for around retail. So that's my beginner's guide to sneakers. I hope you found the information of some value, and even if you're an experienced collector, I hope you were potentially able to maybe take a couple of the more sneakier tips and tricks and add them to your no doubt already full tool chest. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the view. Feel free to hit that like button and or subscribe button for more sneaker content in the future. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you again for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.